performed. Most of the characters have anywhere from 75 to 150 lines. So if you see a few of them with their script, it's because it's just a lot to remember at this age, but I do want them all to know how proud I am of them, how hard they have worked. To be able to remember that many lines and be able to stand up here in front of the stage at that age, it's remarkable to me. So thank you all for your support this year, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Tuesdays. There is very little point to Tuesdays. It is a well-known fact that nothing important ever happened on a Tuesday. Certainly, nothing good ever did. And Tuesdays in February are probably the most pointless days in all of history. Dark, cold, not even halfway to Friday. Well, research would probably show that most of the bad decisions ever made were made on Tuesdays in February. Your mind just isn't right. Of course, some February Tuesdays stand out more than others. One in particular was the kind of February Tuesday that will really stick in my memory. Forever. It started out as just another school day. Things were going along as usual. The kids got off the school bus like they did every day, and the hall was filled with the usual stampede of students heading for their lockers and gathering in small groups chatting away about the usual school stuff. Stuff that seemed dreadfully important until we heard the bell announcing homeroom. You see, that was the moment we decided to kidnap Miss Dower. That's Tina Stack, my best friend. She's a bit odd, I admit, and people say she walks like a duck. And most people just don't get her jokes, but I do. Anyway, you might say Tina marches to her own drummer. In fact, she is her own drummer. You know how people say that percussionists are somehow different than the rest of us? Well, Tina is different than the rest of us and the rest of them. You know, it's funny that for years, teachers joked that Tina and I were partners in crime. And then, you know, Miss Dower, that's our English teacher, and the reason we're all here tonight, how decided it's better for writers to show instead of tell. So I guess the best thing to do is to let you join me back on that fateful February Tuesday. By the way, my name's Casey Matthews, and I have an English project due today.
Are you ready to give that speech in English today?
Is anyone ever ready for English? That's like asking if someone's ready to face a firing squad.
Yeah, and Miss Dower doesn't even give you a blindfold.
You're telling me she can slay a student from across the room with a single strike of her tongue.
I never even know what she's talking about. She uses these big words all the time. She's like a walking thesaurus. Yesterday, she called me all these kinds of words, and I don't even know how to pronounce them.
What'd you do about it?
What else? I thanked her. Somehow I think she likes me.
Certainly sounds like it. You know, she insulted Ron McKeever in homeroom last week, and it took him until 8th period to figure it out.
Well, he doesn't have our grasp of advanced vocabulary. So, today, official failure mentor day, huh?
Not funny. If I don't get at least an 85 on Miss Dower's oration exam this morning, my dad's sending me off to military school. In all girls military school. Do I look like the type of person that would enjoy military school?
Aside from the poor posture, sloppy clothes, and a daily desire to sleep until noon, I'd say you fit right in. Oh, come on. What's the big deal? It's just a speech.
Oration, Miss Stack, oration. If it was good enough for the students of Plato and ancient Greece, then it's good enough for my students here at Preston School. She's making me recite some dumb poem, ode to a tree or something. I just can't do it. I can hear the morning bugle call of the Lady General's military school now. I mean, I guess I could just go home sick before class, but the nurse won't even let me in the health office anymore. I mean, she said I wasn't welcome unless I needed CPR, and even then I need a note from home.
Okay, so this place is freezing all the time, right? Maybe Miss Dower will be out sick today.
Dependable Dower? No way. She's never absent. I think she's too mean to get sick.
You're probably right. Gump, she'd have to be kidnapped to keep her out of school.
Hey, Miss Logman. Nice tie.
Only the best. This one's a classic. It's older than you are.
It's a bit bright, isn't it?
Maybe, but it works twice as hard at being noticed for it. See, being bright commands attention too, you know. You should try it sometimes.
That's low.
Not as low as your history average.
Alright, children, move along. Let's get to class. No dawdling. Hey, Molly, could you turn it down with the ties? We keep getting complaints that you don't look professional.
Oh, Verna. Who else? She does have a point with this, you know. The brightness is a bit much. Verna Dower thinks all my ties are inappropriate.
You choose the ones that'll annoy her the most, right?
How'd you know?
This has been going on for ages. I was in your class way back when. I gave you that tie for Christmas.
You always had impeccable taste. It must have been your eye for great art. Oh, Verna has no eye for art.
Well, she certainly has an eye for detail. She told me that you borrowed her stapler and failed to put it in the appropriate location on her desk. Again. Seems like this is another one that's been going on for ages, if I recall correctly.
So is far of it. Keeps us young. Well, me, anyways.
Don't antagonize Miss Dower.
Sorry, can't hear you over my tie.
Ah, there you are, ma'am.
Mrs. Montgomery, I told you please do not call me ma'am. It makes me very uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Monty, I run a very informal ship here. If you like, you can even call me Roberta.
Oh, thank you. It's my furnace. I don't think I can hold the poor thing much longer.
The budget vote is coming up. We should have the brand new furnace running in a year or so.
Oh, she's a noble beastie, ma'am, but she's held together with bits of string and gum.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem. There seems to be no shortage of gum around here.
It's like that episode of Star Trek, ma'am, when the engineer had to save the ship and there were no new parts.
Monty, this is a school, not a spaceship. Just see what you can do, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I suppose I could rewire the generators to divert the power to the furnace.
This is unbelievable. It's everywhere. If we could find a furnace that was heated off chewing gum, we could heat all of Toledo. May I remind you one more time that there is no chewing gum in this school whatsoever. That means you, Miss Matthews, and your trusty little sidekick don't bother hiding it.
We weren't chewing gum, Miss Donnelly. Honest.
No, ma'am, no dialing or chewing or action verb going on around here, except maybe standing.
And fibbing. That's an action verb, isn't it, Miss Dack? And don't forget, I'll see both of you in my office today for that little raid on doing.
Raid?
What raid? Oh, you didn't hear about that? They dressed up in monster masks and kilts and crashed the Sam's end of the year season party. Frankenstein and a kilt.
It wasn't us, Miss Hamilton. You've got the wrong kids.
Miss Donnelly, the heat. We're supposed to have an art festival.
Committee meeting this morning before they set for book fair, but the main conference room is in asphalt.
We're hosting the festival this year. We have a lot of planning to do to get the school prepared. Having heat would be a nice way to say welcome to our school.
I know, ladies. I really am working on it.
Working on it, how does strolling the halls help get the heat on?
Oh, don't put the heat on, Miss Donnelly. I suggested making ice sculptures in art class this week. Oh, no, sorry. Claire's good too. Forget I was here. Carry on.
I have Mr. Montgomery reverting the something or the other.
We want heat in this building.
My second period. Alright, look on the bright side, but at least we still have lights.
True.
Well, the lights are out.
Wow, what a brilliant mechanical observation. You must be reading those David Montgomery again. Tell us, Mr. Montgomery, in your years of experience, what gave it away?
I noticed the darkness, ma'am. Ma'am, we got a problem.
Back to the ship?
No, ma'am. The main electrical fuse is blown, and the backup generators failed to kick in to start kick in the emergency lights.
Well, let's just hope the life support and the artificial gravity hold out. And Montgomery?
I figure we got about 2 hours before we have to call in the buses. We can't keep the students in homeroom any longer.
Yes, well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
complete confidence in you, Mr. Montgomery. You seem to do your best work under extreme circumstances.
That's because that's all we ever seem to have around here. I could have transferred to that lovely new reform school, but no, I had to stay here, and I'm expected to go down the ship.
Miss Donnelly, we somehow managed to educate our students with materials and supplies of books from the Dark Ages. However, the Dark Ages isn't meant to be a literal term. We simply can't teach without lies.
Well, Mr. Montgomery's working on it.
Oh, that's reassuring. I'm sure somewhere in our current contract there's a passage regarding a minimum illumination requirement for classrooms.
I don't doubt that for a minute.
I could always let you wear on my tie.
Bless you, Mr. Montgomery. Well, at least now everything can get back to normal around here. Ring the bell for first period, please, Miss Hamilton. Good day, Miss Hightower.
Oh, good grief.
Fear not, O my chieftain. Your warriors have arrived.
Warriors? World?
Just a minute.
Good morning, Eric. And just who might you be?
I might be Michelle Angelina Pomodoro, Eric's cousin from the city. I'm new. Or I might be Mighty Thor, Norse goddess of thunder and lightning, who me, a goddess that's so cool.
Eric, we're very busy this morning.
That's why we have come, my commander, to conjure the spirit of the mighty Thor.
And to relieve your suffering.
If she succeeds, make her our school nurse. Earth has received any suffering in 20 years.
Thank you, Eric and Thora. But as you can see, first period has begun and the power's back on.
If you and your fellow invisible Vikings can invade the ruler room and maybe start a little fire to trap the heat, we'd really appreciate it.
As my people hail from Scandinavia, I'm impervious to cold.
Eric, you're Italian. Our people hail from Brooklyn.
Only on my father's side, but my dear mother's kin were Viking warriors. Some fought beside Eric the Red.
So, naturally, we're left beside Eric the Nut.
Son, first period has begun. You two really should be getting along. Where are you going? I'll write you a pass.
We both have math.
Ah yes, math class. Divide and conquer.
This is not a school. It is an asylum. I hardly consider dressing up once a week as the football mascot a job.
I suppose you're right. Dressing the part doesn't make it still, at least. Eric's talking about the world around here.
Now see here. That isn't like her. She takes her position on that committee very seriously.
Seriously, she's been on that committee for 30 years now. I think she once rejected a poetry entry from Shakespeare.
Perhaps she was taken ill?
Absent the faculty room decorations, even the nurse's office, even the stairwell. Her parts of the parking lot that she's nowhere to be found.
Miss Donnelly, these were found scattered on the hallway floor of the English wing. Their English test Miss Dower is giving this afternoon.
She would never leave a test on her own that. Something has to be wrong.
Miss Dower, please contact the main office. Miss Dower, please contact the main office immediately. It is as if she has completely disappeared.
Oh, this time good. Good morning, Myra.
We're here to set up for the book fair, and who's this?
I'm the principal.
That was the Miss Roberta Donnelly took over in the middle of last year. I thought the CEO here was a man, a Mr. Franklin Allen. That's the one. Good man. Got things done. I want him. Get him back.
I'm sorry to say, that's a problem.
You see, Mr. Manelli died.
Died? Who signed off on that? Did I get a memo on that?
Yes, here it is.
And? That's nice. I'm thoughtful in that way. But you should have told me. I like to be informed when I'm being thoughtful.
Well, as you just heard, I'm Roberta Donnelly, the principal, and you are...
Myra Lyman, PTA president and managing director. My card? My card! Why doesn't she have my card?
Let's just say that her transition from corporate world to PTA is still a work in progress.
Thank you. And your parents as well?
My personal assistants, Andrea and Raphael.
Thank you, but we just need to...
It doesn't matter.
Excuse me, Mrs. Donnelly, but you have a telephone call? She says it's important, but she won't say who she is.
Miss Lyman, if you'll please excuse us, we have an incident regarding one of our faculty members.
Don't try to change the subject. You've sidetracked me enough for one day. I've called this little powwow set up for the book fair, and that conference room feels like the North Pole. This is completely unacceptable.
I've done some research, and National PTA statistics tells us Cole is very inhabited this house.
And
In the new temperature between 67 and 72 degrees, very for this age.
Mrs. Donnelly, can you please take this call?
Ask what it's in reference to, Hilda. Miss Lyman, we have our craft custodial staff implementing a solution as we speak. The heating is a priority and will be fixed soon. I assure you, I am working on it.
Mrs. Donnelly!
Working on it? I wish I got a raise every time I've heard that around here this year.
imagine a public school with inadequate heat. This is unacceptable. What about the children? To think my darling,
Elizabeth.
is here in these conditions. This kind of thing didn't happen that Mr. McNally was principal.
Come to think of it, the school was warmer then. There were fewer evacuations too, and there was considerably less government.
Ms. Hamilton, we've had this discussion before. I'm sorry you didn't get this job, but it's high time you and everybody else around here started accepting my presence here as the principal.
Mrs. Donnelly!
What?
Mrs. Dower's been kidnapped.
Kidnapped?
We never had a kidnapping when Mr. McNally was here either.
Well, that should hold her. Lucky we still use masks in our lockers from the girls' field hockey party. Sad thing was, we fit right in, and they weren't even wearing costumes. One girl saw me in my mask and asked me if I liked playing goalie.
That would be Frida. She's in my gym class. She keeps trying to lift me over her head. Believe me, you're prettier with that mask on than she is without one. And I have better legs. I'm not so sure this is a good idea. Kidnapping a teacher to avoid making an oral presentation seems a bit extreme.
It's a great idea. In fact, it may be the best one you've ever had.
I've ever had. This was my idea.
Yes, you're the one who said she'd have to be kidnapped to be kept out of school.
I said that, but it was meant more as an amusing observation than a command decision.
It's brilliant.
Really? You think so?
Absolutely. And that blackout was a sign from above. Perfect timing. Now, not only will we get out of Miss Dower's oral exam, we'll get to collect a ransom too.
Oh boy, you know, I'm reluctant to admit this, but this is my first kidnapping. How do we go about getting a ransom?
Easy. You write a note like they do in the movies. You say she's in danger, and if you ever want to see her again, yada yada yada, and they pay to get her back.
Can I do it? I love creative writing. Hate to brag, but Miss Dower once said I had a unique writing voice.
You know, unique can be taken two different ways.
Yeah, but I'm sure she only meant it the one. So, I'll get on that ransom note, and then we sit back and wait for the money. But what do we do with her in the meantime?
That's the best part. We don't have to do anything with her. She'll just sit quietly in the storeroom until we negotiate for her release.
I guess you're right. How much trouble can one old lady be?
Mrs. Donnelly? I believe this happened like a word review.
Aren't students running about? Icicles in the conference room. Now Alverna kidnapped. You're turning this place into a zoo. Well, we've had a few bumps in the road, Miss Hightower, but we're not even sure that Alverna's been kidnapped. It may be a joke or a hoax or something. Wait, armed students? That crazy Viking, he's got a sword. That's an umbrella. Well, he's claiming about in a menacing manner. Our contract clearly states that we deserve a safe working environment. While your contract may state that you deserve a safe working environment, it does not prohibit the use of rain repellent gear, menacing or not. And now that girl's joined them, he's forming a gang. We have to do something. We have to call the police. The police. To arrest an umbrella-yielding football mascot. Not for him, for Miss Dower. Oh. Yeah, like I said, Miss Dower might not even be kidnapped. The police, Miss Donnelly, phoned them immediately. Perhaps I should contact the union. There must be something in our contract to cover this. Maybe it's under stipends. If teachers are going to get kidnapped, I should at least get a little more of my paycheck for it.
Kidnapped? Who got kidnapped?
No one. Sorry, Coach. There's a small, mind you, very small chance that Elvira Dower got kidnapped.
Why in the world would anybody want to kidnap Elvira Dower?
Who knows? But it seems to be up to me to get her back.
I wouldn't want to take the credit for that one or the one.
Well, she has no family to speak of, at least none that anyone knows about.
Would you own it to be related to her?
Yeah, no, about that. You see, Elvira Dower is not the most popular person we have, and we don't really know what to do with her.
Well, I was just thinking about Elvira. The kidnapping and everything is ironic. I mean, Elvira, of all people, who in their right mind would willingly spend more time with her than necessary. I fired you once. She criticized the condition of my whistle, said it was tarnished. I mean, it was the longest 5 minutes of my life. The poor kidnapper.
Yeah, Coach, I fail to see the humor in the situation. If she's been kidnapped, it may be terribly frightening for her. And we don't really want to start a panic, so please don't say anything.
Panic? Are you kidding? If the kids hear that Elvira is gone, then it would be like Mardi Gras.
It must be terribly frightening for her, you know? I mean, being kidnapped.
Oh yes, I'm sure. Poor Elvira. But it would be funny though, wouldn't it, if nobody wanted her back enough to pay a ransom?
She is quite a handful.
Why'd you hire her anyway?
I didn't hire her. You're the only person I actually hired. She came with the building, like that Stone Age furnace and the couch in the faculty lounge.
You mean the one with the saggy cushions and the broken spring that sticks up and gives you a pain right in the... I see the connection.
She's been the broken spring in my backside ever since I got here. She sends my memos back with literary comments like, needs improvement and watch your apostrophes. She's in my office every 10 minutes complaining about something or the other. Miss Donnelly, the students are running in the halls again. Miss Donnelly, the students are chewing gum again. Miss Donnelly, the teachers are chewing gum again.
She bugs you too? I thought she had the other teachers a hard time.
Oh, you have no idea. She was my teacher way back when, and she has this unsurpassed ability to make me feel like I'm 12 years old again, and she's the president of the You're Not As Good as the Old Principal Club.
Frank Manelli, I never knew him.
Well, he died, and yeah, it was a heart attack, and I'm thinking of having one for myself because I'm pretty sure he did to get away from Elvira Dower.
That may be a bit extreme. After all, you're the boss, well, good luck, Roberta. Hey, I know this is only my first year, but not getting Elvira Dower back will be the first truly popular decision you ever make here.
Well, have you called him yet? Called him. The police, you know, blue car, red lights, loud siren, they find missing people. Yes, that's just what I need, the cast of cops screaming up to my campus in full riot gear, soon to be followed by every panicked parent and every nosy newspaper reporter in the town. They'll shut us down, especially if they know that it was a teacher that got kidnapped. We cannot afford the publicity. And if there's a new heating system on the budget vote ticket coming up, I want my new furnace. So that's it. You'd risk a valuable member of our pedagogical staff for a warmer conference room. Oh, I'm so filing a grievance on this. I before E except after C.
Did you finish the ransom note? Can I see it?
Well, sort of. I mean, I finished it, but I'm doing it over.
Doing it over. Why would you do that?
Miss Dower, gotta look at it.
What?
She must have had a red pen in her purse and
Let me see it. She corrected it.
it was only my first draft and I didn't have my dictionary or my thesaurus and you said I couldn't go to my locker because you said I had to stay here and
You failed the ransom note.
she said it was too stereotypical with no originality. This draft is much better. I avoided my cliches and now my verb tenses match.
Maybe you could write a confession for extra credit.
You think?
I'm sure we'll find it yourself.
Ew, is that a spider? What do I need it for anyway?
Character. You need character.
Just humor him. He'll get bored and leave. Say, Eric, how's my favorite Viking? What are you looking for?
Traditional period garb.
Big fan of Viking warrior princess.
In other words,
Costumes. I'm having trouble getting out of the part wearing just a hat. So Eric thought I needed a more concrete connection to my character's Viking roots. I've only taken the role because it's a good experience for my acting career. But I hope to someday play in the classics.
Lady Macbeth? Gypsy Rose Lee?
No, High School Musical, duh.
Ah, here it is. The old Drunken Harpy costume box.
Remember when Miss Dower directed the disastrous production of The Valkyries?
remember? Of course I remember. My sister had the lead. Yes, that's right. She's smart, pretty, and can sing, even if the show flopped.
If she's smart, pretty, and can sing, then why'd it flop?
As soon as there was creative conflict, Miss Dower wanted to do the stuffing orange German opera version with the costume Mistress Wolfen, more of the Marvel's comic superhero.
I love that comic.
The show was fine until a little wardrobe malfunction Mr. Manelli took to play premonition.
Yeah, but my sister went on to be prom queen. She hasn't been home a Saturday night since.
Well, we should be getting back to study hall. Say, what are you two doing out here? Did you miss Dower's class again?
Yeah. So, you'll write us out, will you, Eric?
You have my word as a Viking.
And mine as a Marvel comic superhero.
I thought they'd never leave.
She's a very believable Norse goddess.
She's like something out of my cousin Valkyrie. You know, I had no idea that keeping Miss Dower busy would mean so much work for us.
What does she have you do?
A report on famous kidnappings in history.
Me too, and I'm not even done with the ransom note or the poetry project she assigned to me this morning. Why is she doing this to us? We're supposed to be in charge of her, aren't we?
I don't know. She called it a teachable moment or something. I'm up to the Lindbergh baby.
Lindbergh, did he invent cheese or something?
No, Lindbergh is a cheese that smells like feet. Charles Lindbergh was an airplane pilot and the most famous man in the world in the 1920s and 30s. Seems some guy kidnapped the guy's son, and while his parents were downstairs, and nobody heard a thing.
That's creepy.
I know. They never found the baby, and for years, guys came out of the woodwork swearing to be the baby all grown up and trying to claim the family fortune.
Hey, you know, I just found out that there was this famous English racehorse called the Shearguard that was supposedly kidnapped by Irish terrorists.
So,
they never found the horse either. You know, I'd like to think that the little Lindbergh guy sitting tall out in the saddle, out riding on the Shearguard, two lost souls ripped from their loved ones, finding comfort and friendship in each other. Ride, little Indy, ride. I'll keep the cheese in the window for you.
So what's your poetry assignment?
An illustrated acoustic poem using the words felony abduction.
Ouch.
I know. Hey, maybe I can use that baby for my beeline. No, wait. Lindbergh starts with an L, and there's an L in felony. Are there pictures of cheese in that book? Have the kidnappers sent the ransom yet?
No, not yet. But if they base it on the years Miss Dower's been here, it'll be enormous. I think she taught Adam and Eve.
That's true. I guess no one has that much money.
You need money? Let it happen.
Captain Peters,
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Ms. Lyman would like to request your assistance with regard to fundraising projects.
Semper Fi. I love a mission. Usual.
Put out all the stuff. Sure command.
Hoorah!
Don't tell me. Another mom with career transition issues?
This is not your mother's PTA.
But why Captain Peter?
He's the cookie captain, a former Marine. I think. Runs the bake sales with military precision. Very effective.
Unfortunately, he can bounce a quarter off his brownies. He should send them to his former platoon. They can use this as learners.
True enough, funny thing is though that nobody's brave enough to tell them. They just secretly swap them with edible ones. Thankfully, the other mothers are quite good at baking. They're good sports about being ordered around. And besides, calling him the Captain Peters sounds better than calling him the brownie boy.
No guys, you see, we don't really need the money. I'm sure things will be alright.
Not to worry, Miss Donnelly. We'll have all the funds you need in no time.
Captain Pat Peters, Commander, PTA Bake Sale Division.
He is the best in the cookie business. His missions always turn a profit, and he's never lost a brownie. You're in good hands.
Thank you?
Mrs. Donnelly, all this talk about brownies has made me rather hungry. I'm going out to get a quick lunch. May I bring you back something?
No thank you, Hilda. We'll hold that for till you get back though. Who are these people?
Efforts?
Miss Hamilton, they might not be our most attractive parent, but calling them cows is way out of line.
No, not Heifers, Effers. EFRS. American Symphonizing Response Squad. They live for stuff like this. You've got to get out of your office.
Acceptable. Trim those brownies to a uniform size. We can't charge one price for different size portions, can we? And can someone tell me what way these baggy bows are supposed to be facing?
Fine, Captain.
Then why are some askew? I didn't ask for askew bows, now did I?
No, Captain. Sorry, Captain.
It's Captain Peters, soldier. And as for your slack and slovenly approach, well, if Betty Crocker were alive, she'd slap your face.
Wow. Yeah, what's up with you? It's awfully nice for y'all to help us out, but we don't even know what the money's for. I mean, it's kind of hush-hush at the moment.
Covert ops are my specialty. As the old saying goes, ours is not to reason why.
That's right. New floor mats, new stage curtains, new coffee machines. It makes little difference to us. You need the cash, we got the cupcakes.
Get down and give me 20 snickerdoodles.
Impressive. Very impressive. How many cupcakes do you think it'll take to build a new school? Sorry I'm late.
Where have you been?
With Miss Ballard.
What is this?
She wrote me a pass.
I don't know what we're doing. I don't know about you, Tina, but I can't take this anymore. Having her for one period a day is bad enough, but this is ridiculous. She's driving me crazy.
I'm doing more work now as a kidnapper than I ever did as a student in class.
I know. It's like some horror movie, Attack of the Killer Study Hall.
Where the work never ends and the bell never rings. Mwahaha!
Easy, Dr. Frankenstein.
I'm getting writer's cramp, and that weird little dent on my finger, that's from holding my pen too tight. We've got to do something.
Like what?
I don't know, let her go, or give her back, or something. She has an English and I was in math class.
Me too. I think it's time to ask for the ransom.
But I haven't finished my note yet. Miss Dower says my conclusions are still a little weak.
Tina,
At least let me copy it over in cursive.
forget it. I'll call.
Those aren't allowed in school, you know.
Well, they tend to frown on kidnappings too. Now be quiet. I have to think of what to say.
Hello? Hilda? Somebody? I'm the principal. I really can't be answering calls. Well, I guess everybody's going out for lunch. Hello, Princeton School. Miss Donnelly speaking.
Yes. I'm calling about Miss Dower.
You're calling about who?
Miss Dower. Miss Elverna Dower.
Oh, I seem to remember we used to have a teacher by that name.
Well, right. See, we've got her now. Are you ready to talk terms?
Oh, I suppose we're ready to talk terms. What do you have in mind?
Hold on. What do I ask for?
I don't know. I once saw this show where these kidnappers got 50 grand for some little kid. But Miss Dower is pretty old. I wouldn't ask for more than 10.
10,000? That's a lot. The schools even have that much?
They make more than that on chicken nuggets.
How does 10,000 sound?
Wonderful. We sure could use it. There are a million things around here that need doing.
What do you mean you could use it? You are supposed to pay us.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Yes, I should know. That's what a ransom is. I looked it up.
Ask her if she'd like to hear some send
Shush. So, how about it? When can you pay up?
Listen, you seem like the reasonable sort, and you've obviously spent enough time with Elverna Dower by now to know the score. As for me, let me tell you about my day. I wrote a memo today that didn't come back corrected. No students complained that Miss Dower gave them too much homework, and no teacher was spitefully accused of moving Miss Dower's stapler to the wrong side of her desk. Again. And add to that fact, the PTA is selling enough cookies to finance a field trip to Mars. And I think I'm going to have to take a pass on the ransom.
Does that mean you're not going to pay?
Let's just say I'm working on it. Law or something that says you have to pay a ransom, they always pay the ransom on television.
She doesn't want her back, obviously. What kind of person doesn't want to kidnap person back?
A deprived person, a sick person, a person without 1 ounce of human feeling, a school principal.
Well, she can't get away with this. There must be someone who wants Miss Dower back.
Maybe she has a boyfriend. No.
She's an English teacher. Can you just imagine her making some guy pour his heart out in a 5-paragraph persuasive essay with at least 3 supporting details every time he wanted a kiss or something? Ew. Who would ever date a teacher?
Beats me. Maybe that's why they always seem to hang out with other teachers. They seem to travel in these little packs like nuns or gnats. I have excellent vocabulary. I never use personal pronouns in an essay.
I guess it's a good thing that they at least like each other. Otherwise, teachers would be about the loneliest people in the world.
What about Miss Donnelly? She can't like teachers very much. After all, she doesn't want a nice old lady like Miss Dower back.
Miss Dower heard me call her old once. She told me teachers her and prefer to think of themselves as experienced.
Can Miss Donnelly get into trouble for not trying to get Miss Dower back?
I don't know. We need to think. We need a plan.
I'm too hungry to think.
Me too. It has to be lunchtime by now. I have an idea. When the bell rings, I'll go up to the cafeteria and get us some food. And then I'll get a pass to the office and say I want to talk to Miss Hamilton about that little field hockey party. And then I'll try to find out if anyone else knows that Miss Donnelly refused to pay the ransom. And then I'll try to figure out a way to get us out of this.
And what am I going to do?
You, my trusty sidekick, are going to keep Miss Dower occupied until I get back. Just don't let her leave, okay?
all over. Not only am I going to miss these running, but we'll also have to deal with Ivana Dower again. Of course, that's if she survives this ordeal, if this is even an ordeal. It hasn't been that long. I suppose it could still be someone's idea of a joke. So I'm beginning to worry.
You know, this could just be a joke, but I'm sure that wherever Elverna is, she's fine. There's probably nothing to worry about.
Fine, nothing to worry about. This could be a dangerous situation. Frankly, I never cared for that woman, but Ivana may be along with this with her.
Yeah, but I don't think she'll hurt him. Sarah, I know how devoted you and everyone else were to Frank Finelli, but I have the interest of our school at heart. I want everything to turn out right for everyone. I may make mistakes, but, you know, I want things to work out for all of us.
Including Ivana Dower?
Yeah, I mentioned mistakes, and you see, I may have made one. Hilda was out at lunch, and
Miss Donnelly, is there any word about Alverna?
word? Yes, word. Have you heard from the kidnappers? When do we get her back? And why is this room full of confections rather than police officers? Yes, this is a serious matter, Miss Hightower. Elverna is missing. That's odd, I admit, but I'm sure she'll turn up.
Turn up? What is she, a lost umbrella?
You see, people want a lost umbrella back.
And what is that supposed to mean?
You are on very thin ice with this faculty, Miss Donnelly. They already feel that your managerial and disciplinary skills are lacking. And now, well, if someone were to tell them that you weren't in favor of saving the life of our most veteran faculty member, they would completely understand. She may be our most veteran faculty member, but she's not exactly popular.
I'm sure that Miss Donnelly wants Miss Dower back as much as the rest of us. We simply have no idea where she is or what has really happened to her. But if we did, she would do whatever she could to help get Ivana back in the classroom. We haven't heard anything back from the kidnappers, have we, Miss Donnelly?
Well, I haven't checked my messages lately. Any messages come in lately, Hilda?
No, Mrs. Donnelly, but I was away from my desk for a short time. Perhaps someone else took a message?
You see that man over there? Yeah? That's Captain Peters. Captain, did I say that? Police? He specializes in covert ops. These people are with law enforcement, but they look like they're just regular parents. They are just normal parents. Fake sale mommies focused on selling a few morsels to raise money for their precious school.
The brownies are placed on the left.
Oh, they're undercover. So, as you can see, there's nothing out of the ordinary going on at school today, is there, Miss Hightower? Oh, well, I guess not. And I'd hate to interfere with an undercover investigation, but is there anything I can do to help? No. Miss Hightower, just go about your normal day bringing knowledge to students and contractual adherence to staff and faculty. Here, have a cookie. Nothing in the contract forbidding chocolate chips, now is there, Miss Hightower? Off you go. Yeah, thank you. You're doing a good job.
Did she just thank you?
Yep.
And did she just say you're doing a fine job?
Yep. Cookie?
Yeah, I'll have whatever she is.
There must be something pretty powerful in those, I'm guessing. You see, this day hasn't been all bad. Brownies, no Verna, finally getting the last word in our union rep.
Wow, a bake sale! What are you guys ready for this time, Miss D? Getting rid of the mold in the faculty?
I think you mean remove the mold from the faculty lounge. Don't you, Casey?
Right. Sorry, I always get that wrong. That was a good one. Remove the mold from the faculty.
Was there something you wanted, Casey?
Yeah. I just wanted to clear up that little field hockey thing. I mean, we didn't mean any harm. Those girls are our friends. It was just a little joke. I mean, whenever you see Frida in gym class, just look above her abnormally large head because there, dangling frivolously, will be Tina. They're inseparable.
Casey, this is a serious matter. Frightening innocent young girls in monster masks.
Innocent? Those Amazons were district champs. Nobody even scored against them all season. Most opponents failed to get across midfield. You know, on our last school field day, they took on the boys' football team in a friendly game of flag football and won. Frida was penalized for throwing the nose tackle above her head.
Be that as it may, coaches terribly upset, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to make an example of you. I think 2 days in school suspension for you and your little Frankenstein friend are in order.
Oh, come on, I can't be suspended, Miss D. My dad will send me to military school. Come on, be a sport. Didn't you ever do anything you regretted, like failing to help someone in need, for example?
What are you getting at?
Oh, nothing. Say, where's Miss Dower today? Must be some set of sniffles to get her down. I mean, she's so dedicated, has such high standards, and is so proud of all of her students here. You must be willing to do anything to get her back. On her feet, I mean.
All right. What do you know? How do you know it?
Just that you haven't exactly done a superhero job to get Miss Dower back from wherever she is.
What makes you think that?
Come on, you know you can't keep a secret in this school. You found out about our little field hockey party, didn't you? I mean, poor Miss Dower. So she complains a little. People should leave her stapler alone.
It was you on the phone. I should have known. I'll call the police.
Now? Won't they ask why you didn't call them sooner? And what about when I told them that you refused to pay the ransom, huh? Bye-bye, New Furnace. Bye-bye, Principal Donnelly.
What is it you want? In spite of having these lunatics in my office all morning, I am not paying the ransom for Miss Dower. And this has been the nicest day I've ever had at Princeton School. I will intend to stay right here and do what I intend to set out and do with this school, and I'll do it my way. And if that means you, Miss Casey Matthews, will be on a bus to Lady General's Military Academy, more the better.
Okay, maybe we can help each other. I mean, people make mistakes. Maybe you made one by not paying the ransom for Miss Dower. Maybe I made one by asking for it. But maybe if we work together, we can get Miss Dower to forget this whole thing even happened.
Get Miss Dower to forget? She still remembers the first and last names of students who forgot to bring sharpened pencils to her class 30 years ago.
I know. She told me my father was one of them.
So was I. She said the only reason I brought me to class was to do all my English assignments. No. This time you stepped over a line, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to act on this.
Come on, Miss Dean. Don't we all deserve a second chance to do the right thing?
Well, I suppose.
No. Second chance? Use your second chance when you and Tina stack glued all the lunch trays together on Cheesy for a day.
Oh, look, Candace, I've never seen such a line in that cafeteria.
Talk about carb freaks. Those field hockey girls almost rioted.
You used your third chance when the two of you tried to order Chinese takeout for the entire fourth period of lunchroom.
I had a coupon. It would have worked too if fourth period wasn't at 9:45 in the morning. We should have ordered bagels. Nobody would have questioned 200 bagels at that hour.
You used your fourth chance when you installed new wallpaper on all the monitors in the computer lab.
It was of a man we all admire, our school superintendent.
Yes, and it would have been a nice gesture if he weren't in his bathing suit.
He's my neighbor. Can I help it if my room overlooks his pool? You know, he really should diet. He did a cannonball once and we had water in the basement for a week.
Personally, I think that one was my favorite.
Be that as it may, it was not in the best of taste.
We're the best of judgment. I'll say this, you're nothing like your sister. I'm afraid I'll have to call your father and fill him in on your response.
Oh, come on, Miss D. Imagine if, say, everyone knew about every little bad decision that you ever made. You didn't know her, but my sister was an honor student when she went here. Top of her class, good at everything, Miss Perfect. Even Miss Dower liked her. You don't know what it's like to compete with that. All I ever hear is that if I gave half her effort, I'd be an honor student too. You don't know what it's like living in someone's shadow like that.
I think I may have some idea. Miss Evelyn, could you please excuse me and Miss Matthews for a moment? Alright, listen up. You're going to let Miss Dower go, and you're going to keep my name out of this. And you're somehow going to keep her from going to the police.
How?
Can she identify?
Well, no. We have the monster masks on.
Good. Tell her that this is a test of our school security and that you are school security officers and that this was set up by your neighbor, the superintendent. Thank her for her cooperation and understanding. Tell her you'll be making a report on how lax things are here. She's on the school security committee. She'll buy that, especially if she thinks you were checking up on me.
Okay, I get it. She'll eat it up, and everyone goes home happy. But what if she won't go along?
Oh, you'll get her to go along, or you'll graduate with a commission into Lady General's Army, Bank Sale Division. So, I suppose one more chance wouldn't hurt, now would it, Casey?
What? This is so typical. Always have to play the bad softball. You came into everyone.
Well, I guess it's alright. Miss Casey, there won't be any more bad decisions, will there?
Nope, no more bad decisions after today. Well, thanks again, Miss D. I gotta run.
Hey, did you pay for that brownie?
Casey will understand. She's my best friend. A girl can only take so much. She knows what it's like. She'll forgive me.
Who will forgive you?
Where have you been? Never mind. I'm sorry, but I just couldn't take it.
Okay, what are you talking about? And what happened in here? It looks like the public library threw up or something.
What happened in here? I'll tell you what happened in here. Miss Dollar happened in here. That's what happened in here.
Tina, calm down.
You have no idea what I've been through. Essays, poetry, diagramming sentences. In a sentence, kidnapping is a felonious offense. Felonious is the adjective. I even had to write, I shall not abduct my pedagogy 100 times.
What's a pedagogy?
Funny you should ask. I didn't know either, so she made me look it up. Pedagogy, meaning teacher from the Latin pedagogus, named from the Greek slave who escorted children to school. That was bad enough, but when the final straw came, Miss Dower suggested I do my research paper on famous kidnappings. The old-fashioned way, on a typewriter. With citations made using numbered footnotes. Tiny number 2, Ibid.
Ibid? What's Ibid?
More Latin, from the Latin ibidum, meaning teacher, meaning from the same place. I thought she was an English teacher. What's this weird obsession with Latin and antique writing equipment? She's nuts or something. Typewriters and footnotes. People that old should not be allowed to teach.
It could be worse. You could have to do your next journal writing with a quill pen or with a stone tablet and chisel like on the Flintstones.
No. You see why I had to let her go.
You what?
I had to. Don't you understand? Latin. Footnotes in Latin. On a typewriter. It's like working in the dark ages. It was only a matter of time until she handed us an abacus to count the ransom money.
We can't let her go like this. Not now. I haven't had a chance to explain the plan I worked out with Donnelly. She'll go right to the police and ruin everything. They'll call home for sure. This kidnapping was the worst idea you ever had. Oh, I can hear the morning sounds of the red bill already. Military school, here I come. No. We kidnapped the teacher. Prison. I won't survive that either. More uniforms, even worse food, earlier bedtimes, and no TV. And women's prisons are filled with the same kind of girls who bully me in gym class. Come on, we have to get her back. I have to talk to Miss Donnelly before she blabs everything to the wrong people. Have you seen her? Is she in the office?
She wasn't there when I peeked in there. Where could she be?
I don't know. I thought she'd head to the main office for sure. If we can just explain that this was a test of school security, she won't need to go to the police.
Hey, Phyllis classmates, I've been looking for you.
Eric, have you seen Miss Dower?
Or perhaps a well-armed SWAT team looking for kidnappers?
Tina!
I crossed paths with Miss Dower only moments ago. She asked me to give you this.
Us? What could she want with us? Well, what is it? Is it ticking?
No. It's all the work we've done today. She created it.
That means she knows it was us. I knew we should have taken that red pin away from her. We'll fail and get arrested.
Hey, I did much better on these. Wow, I've never actually seen grades this high. She even wrote me a note.
She what?
Miss Dower, she wrote me one of those notes in the margins. You know, like she always does.
Well, don't read it. It's probably obscene.
Dear Miss Stack, despite your attempts to disguise your identity with those ridiculous masks, I recognize your rather unique writing voice immediately. I see our one-on-one sessions have achieved positive results. Your writing has greatly improved and finally is living up to your lofty potential. With additional extra help and a desire to use your gift for good and not evil, you might even be published someday. Published? Wow!
Tina Stack, published author. Published. Oh, Tina, you know, once I get my big break in show business, I'll be looking for a good screenplay to showcase my many talents. Miss Dower complimented me! Me! Wow.
I'm happy for you. You'll be the best writer in reform school.
Hey, you did better too. Maybe she won't get us into trouble. I mean, she hasn't yet. And she went through all the trouble of grading our stuff. Maybe she's on our side.
Our side? You're crazy. I mean, she can't be on our side. She's a teacher. We're kids. That makes us natural enemies. Boy, if you think it made her happy making us miserable before, think about what she'll do to us now.
Then we should just confess. Before it's too late. Adults always like it when you fess up. Before they figure things out for themselves. You know, we'll just tell them that we had one of those things this school psychologist is always pushing. School phobia or test stress or something like that.
Yeah. Miss Dower, all of Miss Dower's students must have that. I know, we'll cry. That always gets sympathy from adults. And Miss Donnelly will be okay with anything as long as we keep her name out of it. Come on, let's get this over with.
Miss Donnelly, have you made any progress? Alana's been missing for hours. I know these people are supposed to be undercover, but they don't seem to be doing anything but hanging around the office. Yes, well, that's the beauty of being undercover, Miss Hightower. They may look incredibly focused on cookies, but they are working incredibly hard trying to find Miss Dower.
Did I hear you right? Do you need to find someone? Maybe I could be of help.
We can try and Google her.
If she had a GPS, this would be cake.
But isn't he already supposed to be helping? Isn't that why you're here?
I'm here to supervise the Bake Sale Theater of Operations, distribution of supplies and confections.
Baby? I thought you were conducting an undercover investigation of Miss Dower's disappearance.
Undercover, I have camo if you need me to blend in. I can fit seamlessly into any environment.
Yes, look how well you blend in here. Now, Miss Hightower, if you come with me, I can explain. Just a moment. Aren't you with the police?
No, ma'am, you got some bad intel. Who is your source?
Her. Well, Miss Donnelly, if he's with the Bake Sale, then what have you done about Elverna? I'm working on that. Yeah, I really am trying to find her, and I'm sure she'll turn up any time now, safe and sound. Liar. Working on it indeed. You must be about Colonel Confection there.
Whoa, I'm only a captain, ma'am, the cookie captain. Miss Lyman's the big brass here. She gives the orders, I climb the hills.
The only hill I'm interested in climbing is the one that removes her from this building. She hasn't changed since she was a student here. Deception, indifference, and who knows what other unprincipled schemes she's got going. Are you calling me unprincipled? An unprincipled principal.
Misty, we need to talk to you.
Not now, Casey.
No, really, it's kind of important.
It's gone.
What's gone?
The money from the bake sale, I had it right in front of me and now it's gone.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I know who took it. Are you now accusing me of stealing cookie money? Me?
This is ridiculous. I know Miss Donnelly may have misled you about believing the parents were undercover fire operations specialists, but I'm sure there was a good reason. And I assure you, I know she is far from perfect, but she's no thief.
I found this gentleman running in the audience too. He said he had to get that to check for himself.
Hey, did you pay for that brownie?
No idea how much pilfering costs us every year. I've told y'all we need better security in this building. Why, when Mr. Manelli was here,
I'm working on it.
Hilton, I'm honoring Viking pastime.
don't I know it? If it weren't for that hostile takeover of my company by that Norwegian seafood firm, I'd still have my corner office and you two would be seated right outside in adorable little things. Well, come on, have a good day.
And shopping today.
Guess today's his special birthday.
Birthday? Is it my birthday?
No, bless your daughters.
Oh yes, my two little, Elizabeth, it is all about the children, isn't it? We're off. I suppose it's too late to buy online. Have I gotten her an iPhone yet? Yes, Mom. No, we still have to pay for the Misty Burn. That's what got
choice.
Tailgating is a time-honored Viking pastime, isn't it, Eric?
Sweetie, I have no choice. It's in my blood. Sure, you can take the warrior out of Scandinavia, but the urge to fight, to conquer, to honor my heritage, it's overwhelming.
What about you? Did you have anything to do with this?
Me, I got no Scandinavian here, and Italians do not women. We're lovers and artists, not fighters. I signed up to play the beautiful warrior goddess in this production. I do not play for the Cyclones.
Very well. Hilda, take our Viking and escort him to the in-school suspension room. I'll get to him when I'm ready.
If they kill me for this, I want to honor the Viking funeral. Set me adrift on flaming ground for the dead dog at my feet.
Don't look at me. I don't play animal roles. I'm a star. See, I'm a star, Tina? Oh, yeah.
Miss Hamilton, when I was accused of, well, I think you stood up for me.
Well, don't get used to it. I know you may have been an incompetent principal who's completely in over our head with this job, but at least I know you're an honest and competent. I know you didn't take the money.
Thank you. I think that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. I hate to interrupt this lovely administrative moment, but there is the really small little matter of a missing teacher.
Ma'am, I think I found the problem with the circuits. Mice. They keep eating through the wires. I was down in the sub-basement talking to Miss Dower, and right there,
Miss Dower? Thank goodness. Where?
in the circuit box.
Miss Dower was in the circuit box?
No, ma'am, the mouse was. Sitting there as bold as he pleased, chewing on the wires. I put a few traps down, and I think that'll keep the lights on for a while.
What about Alverna? Is she alright? Where was she?
She seems to be. I was in the sub-basement trying to jury-rig something to get the lights back on again, and I heard something scurrying around. I turned around, and there she was, scared the daylights out of me. Talk about a big mouse. And then I noticed there was another noise from the circuit box.
What was she doing in the basement?
I told you, chewing on the wires.
Not the mouse. What was Miss Dower doing in the basement? We've been looking for her all day.
She said she had been searching for some textbooks and somehow got herself locked in the book room. She said it took her most of the day to get back out again.
I knew that room would be the end of us. That lock doesn't open from the inside, and the door won't stay open. I put a work order in for that months ago.
And I've been busy trying to keep the school in lights and heat with nothing more than rubber bands and chewing gum.
Oh, please don't mention chewing gum.
It's like that episode of Star Trek. You know, the one, the ship is stuck in a big spiral web in space, and the engineer.
Where is Alverna now, Mr. Montgomery?
Oh, I'm not sure, ma'am. She said she has some important business to attend to. So do I. I got some traps to set.
You see, I told you she wouldn't rat us out. Yeah, rat us out yet. Oh, give her a chance. I think she's on our side.
Her side? No way. I think all that schoolwork's fried your brain.
Miss Donnelly, thank goodness Alverna was safe. No thanks to the appalling condition of this building. It's bad enough to teach without heat or lights or to be overrun with mold. But now if the rooms themselves are going to hold us hostage,
She was stuck in the book room.
I've got the grievance forms right here. A clear violation. I'm sure that being swallowed whole by a sectarian book storage room only to escape and be fed by hostile wire-eating vermin is covered under Section 15, Stroke J, Safe Working Environment. Yes, a clear violation. But the main thing is that Alverna's okay, just as I always said she would be. Now, if everyone can please go on with their day.
Poor Alverna, you know, she said she learned a lot about people in this school while she was stuck in there all day.
Really? She didn't happen to say anything else to you ladies? I mean, she probably likes to take a rest and go home. She probably likes to take the week off. Or maybe money. Or maybe she's ready to retire now. You know, before talking about what went on here today.
No, you know Alverna, right back to her. She's even paying attention her last period. And believe it or not, she went even with the art class.
And that's another thing. A school of our size, and we have not yet received a single literature entry worthy of representing press to the school.
And if anyone knows the spirit of our school, it's Miss Dower.
Hosting that festival is our chance to restore Viking pride, and instead we'll be the only school in the district without an entry. It's disgraceful.
You must do something about the lack of student participation.
I don't see how I can change that. I mean, I support the arts and all, but I can't really force the students to participate. And Ms. Dower, she just went back to work. She didn't really say anything else.
No, nothing else. She was just worried about the arts festival, but she did ask us to do this.
Oh, well, too bad about the Viking. He always seems so normal. Who knew? Well, we'll get started on that dog raft in case you need it. Well, I think I should be in art class right now.
You know, Casey, I'd like to stay after school today and go to the library, do some research on that Lindbergh kid, and his horse, and Valkyries.
Just a minute. On behalf of Ms. Dower, I've been asked to make you an offer she says she can't refuse.
Oh, no. No!
Well, what'll it be, Miss Casey? Proud Viking Arts Festival or Lady General Military Academy?
Chaotic Tuesday in February. All in all, though, I guess things didn't turn out so bad. Ms. Donnelly and Ms. Dower learned to coexist, sort of. Let's just say they're working on it. Oh, and since the school got the money it needed to get that new boiler, the PTA now has just the right temperature to encourage productive browsing and book fairs. And there are no invading Klingons or Vikings, or mice in sight. And as for us, well, Miss Dower didn't press any charges or anything. I didn't get sent to military school. We just each had to write up an entry for the arts festival. We'd had enough essays and poetry for a while, so we decided on plays. And since writers are supposed to write what they know, I chose to tell the story of a certain Tuesday in February. So, what did you think? Not bad, huh? Ms. Dower said we could take a little literary license, but some of what you have just seen might even be true. Oh, and you're probably wondering whatever happened to Tina. She became Miss Dower's favorite protege. I think that's another Latin word, but it means she looks out for him. Miss Dower entered his play in the National Young Playwrights Competition. She's in the finals.
It's a heartwarming fantasy of a boy and his horse and his cheese. It was a malglorious little cheese, and it made the boy an outcast until he met a beautiful superhero named Valkyrie.
Hey, don't give it away, Tina. Make them buy another ticket. Well, good night, folks.
Night, from the German Natch, which is derived, of course, from the Latin word.
Right, didn't they do a great job?
Yeah.
We'd like to thank you all for coming, and thank you all, parents and teachers, and Ms. Sutherland for being so supportive, for letting us have fundraisers and letting us practice during